Now broadcasting from the Next Gen Conservative Studio in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report with Sam Whitfield.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Thursday edition of the Whitfield Report. And I'm flying solo this evening, and I am obviously recording this show as opposed to live streaming it. So pretty standard Thursday show in terms of format. However, I want to take this episode of the podcast to address some things about the show itself. And more specifically, I would like to address the possible future of the show. So as many of you probably know by now, if you're listening to this and or watching this on either Spotify, Rumble, or Odyssey, you know that the Whitfield Reports YouTube channel received a second strike just one day after we got reinstated on YouTube. Now, if you recall, the first strike I got was a bogus strike, and it was for an interview that I did back in March of this year with my good friend Luke Nicholas. You can find that on Rumble. I've linked to that before. Correction, not only is he a good friend, he is my best friend from childhood. I love him dearly. I love him like a brother. And as TLDR on that strike, basically 6 months ago, I interviewed Luke. And he is a congressional staffer. He is a communications, not a director, but like an assistant to the communications director for a congressman. And so he does that, and he's been there for about 3 years now. And so he was on the scene, I believe, when January 6th happened, and so I asked him his opinion on January 6th, and long story short, just the fact that I asked him about his opinion on January 6th, that got him it didn't affect him. It got my channel a strike, right? And it was a strike for election misinformation. The kicker of it is I did that podcast back in March of this year. I pre-recorded it, uploaded it to YouTube, and no problem whatsoever back in March when I uploaded it. It did fairly well as far as views go. It didn't do great, but it did, it did decent numbers. But it didn't get much traction beyond when it premiered, which is kind of how podcasts work. Not a lot of people, unless they're looking for maybe a specific guest or something, not a lot of people tend to, go back and listen to super old episodes beyond a few weeks, of when they were posted or when they air. So that episode had been sitting there for a while. And then on Thanksgiving Day of this year, 6 months later, I am notified that the um, video got a strike on it due to election information. Now, again, I only asked Luke his opinion about, um, what happened with the 2020 election. And not even that, I asked him more about January 6th, and we had a discussion about that. In no way did I try to force upon him that I believe that the election was stolen or that I believe it was fraud. And yet, YouTube still struck down the podcast, but they didn't do it right away when I uploaded it. They did it recently. They did it on Thanksgiving of this year, even though that podcast had been up for 6 months. Okay. So they struck down the interview, and we were taken off YouTube for a week. And if you're subscribed on Odyssey, we did a few shows exclusively here on Odyssey, and we're going to keep doing that because I received a second strike the day after my last broadcast, right? Akaba, Ash, and I talked about Twittergate. That was my first show back on YouTube this past Saturday. The day after, I got a second strike on my YouTube channel, but it wasn't for the Twittergate video. And it wasn't for, the Kanye West thing or anything like that. No, no, no. It wasn't for any of that at all, ladies and gentlemen. The video that got me a community guidelines strike was, let me pull this up and, show you. So this is my creator dashboard. For those of you watching, you can see this is my YouTube creator dashboard. I have approximately 837 subscribers on the channel. I have 2 community guidelines strike active. And as you can see, there's a notification saying that my appeal has been denied. Well, again, let me go and show you guys what exactly it was that got me, that strike. So let's click on community guidelines strike here. So, okay, so the first strike that I got that didn't really count was for my interview with Jack Pierce. That was a while ago, but it didn't really do anything except they gave me a warning. However, the strike that they gave me on November 24th, that was for the conversation with Luke Nicholas. As I mentioned, I just went into that. The video that they struck on December 4th, so just a few days ago, was for a live stream for the annual Independence Day live stream that I did, right? So, that video got struck that live stream got struck on December 4th. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that this video that got struck, or this live stream rather, was not from this year's 4th of July special. It was for the live stream special from 2021 that I did. So not this year's 4th of July special, but last year's 4th of July special. Think about that, right? This live stream, the 2021 4th of July live stream, was up for over a year, right? Again, it did great in 2021 as far as views go, but after 2022, it never got any views, right? And yet they decided to issue the strike on December 4th, and I appealed it. I appealed on December. I appealed it the same day, and it got a strike. It got repealed. My appeal got rejected on December 5th. Now, what's interesting about the 4th of July live stream, and technically, I actually did the show on December 3rd because that was a Saturday, so that was when I did the show. And I went back and listened to that episode, and at no point in that episode did I ever bring up the notion of election fraud or something, with the exception of I believe, listening back to the audio, Evil Eric, who is a regular chat member, he participates in the chats often. He made a comment about the election being stolen, and I made a sarcastic comment saying, "Oh no, Evil Eric, the election clearly wasn't stolen. We know that there was lots of integrity, right?" So in the video, I denied the notion of election fraud, on the YouTube stream, right? And yeah, I might have been being sarcastic, right? But that's kind of my whole point. If YouTube's algorithm can somehow detect sarcasm, which I don't think it's smart enough to do, but if it is, then lots of channels are fucked if sarcasm is now against community guidelines on YouTube. So why am I bringing this up? Well, because we won't be able to live stream on the YouTube channel for the next 2 weeks, which means that which means more specifically that lots of my YouTube subscribers are going to be missing out on content. And if you're not following me on alternative channels like Odyssey or Rumble or Spotify, right? Spotify is the big one I push because you can get both big audio and video on there, and that's where I'm mostly monetized. There's a reason why I push Spotify a lot, and in addition to monetization, this is one of the reasons why. Yeah, it's not interactive like YouTube is, but it's it's where my most complete archive is, I would say. That's also why I take the time to upload so many shows to Spotify. I'm going to do that for Rumble 2 and continue to do that for Odyssey. But judging the way YouTube's been acting with striking one video after another, I am hoping to God, of course, that once I get back on YouTube, which should be more towards the end of, December, it'll be closer to Christmas when I get the, YouTube channel back, right? But they could pull an Apex scam on me and do what they did to his channel and give me another strike well in suspension. And if I get 3 strikes within 90 days, then the channel is fucked. Right? The Whitfield Reports channel is done. At least this one. And yeah, I know I could start another one. But why? Because I would have to start over from scratch, and it would be really, for all I know, they're going to lock my YouTube account from creating another channel or something like that. I don't know quite how that goes because prior to, like, I've never been in danger of actually losing a channel before. That's the crazy thing. I'm a little surprised it's taken them this long to come after me, but at the same time, I don't know what having a completely banned channel is like. So I don't know if I'll be able to create another YouTube channel or not. So, that's really why I'm pushing Odyssey and Spotify especially, and Rumble too, if you guys can support me over there. And this isn't a woe is me type show. The show itself is still good. It's still solid. I'm still enjoying the conversation we're having. As far as content goes, like, I'm really enjoying the show. We had great guests this year. It's been a blast having Akaba on as a third co-host in addition to Apex and I. It's great having Ash as a guest co-host. And it's been great having guests on this year like Mr. Vickers and like Max Sand and like Luke too. Even though his show unfortunately got banned off of YouTube, it's still up there on Rumble if you want to watch it. So is the 4th of July stream from 2021 if you want to watch that. I believe that. So on the off chance that we get 3 strikes, I don't know if I'm going to start a YouTube, another YouTube channel. Honestly, I'm tempted to say if this gets a 3rd strike, well, then I'll just abandon posting content on YouTube altogether, and I'll probably cancel my YouTube Premium subscription as well because why bother then? YouTube doesn't want me around, so if they take down the channel, then why am I going to go back to a platform that hates me? That's kind of my perspective on it. And yeah, I know the alternative platforms take a lot longer to build an audience on, because we're also used to, going onto YouTube for things, me included, right? I'm not like faulting anyone for going on YouTube by default. We've all been trained to do it. But, at that point, I'll probably just say, fuck it. I mean, let's be honest. I've been having the channel for like, I've had this channel for like 4 years almost. And I'm not talking about the podcast. I'm talking about the YouTube channel specifically. I've had the YouTube channel for 4 years. It's taken me forever to get to 830 subscribers. Uh, I'm not eligible for monetization, and given the fact that they've given me 2 community strikes, I'm not even going to be eligible, to apply until those strikes go away. Even if I were to get like 1,000 subscribers overnight, let's say, I couldn't do anything, with that for a while. So, I'm eligible to monetize on Odyssey. I'm eligible to monetize on Rumble too. However, I don't know how that works. And I'm already partially monetized on Rumble as well. And so, I'm going to focus on the platforms where I already have an audience and building those up. Yeah, it's going to take, a longer time for me to do that, but at least I'll be good to go on those. And the other thing, and I'll go into more detail on this towards the end of the year, but I am going to be posting more content regularly in 2023. Trying to do regular shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays, even if they're just solo podcasts like this. And not just that, but I'm going to be posting premium content to Odyssey and also to Substack, so that you guys can join my premium communities over there. And by the way, folks, I'm offering a 25% off discount off of my Substack right now until Christmas. So my Substack is, $50 a year or $5 a month. But if you sign up annually until December 24th, with the link in the podcast notes or in the description, you'll get 25% off. And I'll be posting a podcast tomorrow there, because I do have an additional podcast exclusive to Substack. I'll be talking a little bit more about the whole Kanye West thing, and some more information about that, plus some stuff with the Twitter files, but that'll be for tomorrow on the Substack. So sign up over there. It's free to sign up. And really, we don't have much paid paywall content over there right now. But starting next year, I am planning on doing some more exclusive content over there. Other than that, folks, I'll be doing a stream on Saturday with Akab and Apex, talking a bit more about the election, or the upcoming election rather, and how that's shaping up. And also there's some interesting information about Canada and their government-sponsored euthanasia program. So I'll be talking about that on Saturday, and kind of doing some more end-of-the-year wrap-up stuff. So yeah, that's more or less the plan for this coming weekend. And again, folks, I apologize for kind of making tonight's episode. A bit of a downer, right? I always try and come here with a positive attitude, and I'm trying to maintain that. But to be honest, it does kind of suck that my channel is getting, taken down. But, what can you do other than be proactive about it? And, we'll get through this, no matter if we're still broadcasting on YouTube or if we have to go to Odyssey and Spotify exclusively. All right, folks, and with that, I want to thank you all for joining me. If you are so compelled to do so, I would really appreciate your donations via PayPal. Subscribe to the Substack. Anything you can do to support the show, I really appreciate it. And if you can subscribe on Odyssey and or Rumble, I would really appreciate that. And I'll talk to you down the road, folks. Until then, God bless, God save this great nation, and God, freedom, legacy in that order. And I'll see you on Saturday. Thanks, folks. God bless.
Thanks for listening to The Whitfield Report on the NGC Network. Please visit Sam's website at www.thesamwhitfield.com and support Sam on Patreon at patreon.com/Whitfield Report. Until next time, God bless, God save this great nation, and God, freedom, legacy in that order.